Hello, fourth graders. We have come to the end of Unit 6. This is our last Unit 6 lesson before we do some reviewing. It is Lesson 6.13. And we'll start you off with this very basic kind of question. Take a moment, draw a little picture, and write a number sentence. Okay, we should have each vase, and you're going to think, why are we doing this, Mr. White? We know how to do this. We've got a vase here, and here, and here. There's 5 of them. And here, and here. Each one has 2 flowers. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. How many flowers are there? There are 10 flowers. And our number sentence is 5 times 2. All right, 5 groups of 2 equal 10. This is another way to say that, right? 5 times 2 equals 10, but what we're really doing is 5 groups of 2 equal 10. And that's the language that you used when you were in 3rd grade a lot, right? Talking about equal groups. We have 5 equal groups. Each group has 2. 5 groups of 2. All right. How about this guy? Take a moment. Draw a picture, write a number sentence. Okay, let's take a look at it. There are 3 pizzas. Each pizza has 1/4 remaining. How much pizza is left? Well, draw a picture. Okay, I can draw pizza. Right. Ooh, actually, I'm even better. I can clone this pizza. Yeah, look at that. Now I have 3 pizzas. Each one has 1 left. My number sentence, think about what I did here. I had 5 groups of 2. One way to write this is 3 groups of 1/4. Hey, cool, right? 5 groups of 2 is 10. 3 groups of 1/4 equals, well, think about it as addition, right? If you think about this one as addition, this is 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2, right? Because multiplication is just repeated addition. So this one is going to be 1/4 plus 1/4 plus 1/4. And if you wrote this as the number sentence, that's fine, right? But what I want you to see is how we can represent this. This is what we're working on today, representing these types of problems with a picture and a adding number sentence and a multiplying number sentence. Because here is our goal. Well, before we get to the goal, actually, let me show you the goal first. Our goal here is to be able to multiply fractions by whole numbers. And you can see, you don't usually see a 5 in the front here. Every once in a while in 4th grade, we introduce something from the next grade level, right? When I talked about simplifying fractions, that was from the next grade level. We've done that several times throughout the year. This is one of those times. We have 2 problems here. We have the vase problem and the pizza problem. And my first question is, what's similar about these 2 problems? Okay, right? We have equal groups. We can show them in adding or multiplying. That's similar, right? They're both word problems. What is different? Don't just say one's about vases and one's about pizza. What's different about the problems? Okay, one is just whole numbers. This was 5 times 2. This included fractions, 3 times 4. We're going to make the connection between just regular multiplication and multiplying fractions. Okay? All right. Let's just look at this problem here. I'd like you to read this to yourself. I didn't even put the question on here yet. I left it off because all I want to know is what you're wondering here. So go ahead and read that and tell me one thing that you are wondering. Now, let's add the question. A florist has 5 bunches of daisies. She wants to dye blue. The stems of each bunch need to sit in a mix of 1 cup of water and 1/8 teaspoon of food coloring. How many teaspoons of food coloring are needed? Well, I'm going to actually start with the water here because I want you to see how both ways work, right? We're going to have 5 groups, and to figure out the water, we're going to have 5 groups of 1. So we could write that as an adding problem like this equals 5. Or we could write 5 times 1 equals 5. So you remember this from last year, right? Just repeated addition. When we now have 5 groups, now we're going to do the food coloring. 5 groups of 1/8. We can write that as an adding problem. Remember when we decomposed fractions? Doesn't this look similar? All these math things always come together at some point, don't they? Equals 5/8. Or 5 groups of 1/8 equals 5/8. All right. What do you notice now? What seems important? Okay, we can represent these both ways when we're thinking like, oh, like what I don't understand. We can think about it as addition, and then that can usually unlock that multiplication problem. Right? Here it is as a picture, right? So this is representing with a picture. 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 plus 1/8 equals 5/8. This is 5 groups of 1/8 equals 5/8. And if you're seeing a pattern here, right? If you're seeing a pattern here of, wait, it kind of looks like I keep the bottom number the same. You do. You're right, right? With any of these multiplying by fractions, let's say I was going to do 3 times 1/6. Well, I need to keep the denominator the same, right? Because this is really 3 groups of 1/6. This is the same as 1/6 plus 1/6 plus 1/6, which equals 3/6. If I change the numerator, it doesn't change what I do. 4 times 2/10. Well, I need to keep my 10 as the denominator. 4 groups of 2. 2/10 plus 2/10 plus 2/10 plus 2/10. Or 4 times 2 equals 8/10. How about one for you? How about this? What would that be? Yeah, 6/8, right? Which we could reduce to 3/4. All right, you're going to see most of these. Oh, there's another one. Look at that one. Why don't you take? Oh, okay. Let's do addition and multiplication. And Mr. White's been talking about those, but it'd be good to write down here as well. What would, look, you have 6 groups of 1/4. I know you're going to have to type a bunch of fractions here, but I want you to type the addition number sentence. 1/4 plus 1/4, 6 times, right? And so as multiplication, once we get all this here, we can find the answer. Plus 1/4. What is the answer? 6/4. 6/4 or 1 2/4. Okay, multiplication, it's just right there. 6/4, which is equal to 1 2/4 or 1 1/2. All right, in our math journal, please go ahead and open up to this math journal page. We're in lesson 6.13. I want to read this a little bit here at the top so you understand what's going on. A lip balm protects your lips from chapping. It can be made at home with help from an adult. The ingredients below are for 1 batch. A batch fills 4 small tubes. So this is going to be an important piece of information in one of the later questions. Here's the ingredients we need. This one, this one, this one, this one. And now we're going to be asked some questions. Okay. You're going to be asked to write it in words. So how many groups of what, right? Like when we did the where's this one? Yeah, right. This was 3 groups of 1/4. This was 5 groups of 2. So you're going to write that first. You're going to do that right here. Then you're going to write an adding equation and a multiplying equation and draw a picture. So you've got different ways to represent that. That's why I'm going to assign only number 1 and number 2 and number 3. Okay, number 1, 2, and 3 are the ones you're going to work on. You can go farther if you want, especially if you're into this, or if you feel like you want to challenge your brain a little bit, you can. Okay, but because you're writing them 3 different ways, 4 different ways actually, the words, the addition, the multiplication, and the drawing, all of these should end up with the same answer, which you will put in the answer spot. All right, this is our math journal work today. Right now, our objective here is, it's that 5th grade objective, isn't it? Where'd it go? There it is. I will multiply fractions by whole numbers. And so we're working with real world problems, including multiplication of fractions. Not going to get to mixed numbers this year, although we might actually a little bit, in about a week or 2. We're going to dabble in that, honestly, in a little bit. But today we're just looking at how we add a whole number, or how we multiply a whole number times a fraction. All right, if you need any help with those things, let me know. And good luck.